Fantastic Four. I watched pretty much all the Fantastic Fours apart from the cartoon. Well, I watched the cartoon years ago, but I watched I watched the 2000 and sorry, just make sure I get the years right. The 2005 Fantastic Four, 2007, 2015, and the newest one in 2025. So I'm gonna go and give you a review on it. Starting with the first film, which is literally just called Fantastic Four. Now, just to make sure, yeah. So, pretty much we got introduced in this film with the Fantastic Four, the characters that played the icons of the old Marvel Universe of the team called Fantastic Four. This entailed with every Fantastic Four, which including Human Torch, Sue Storm, Ben Grimm, Mrs. Fantastic, and Doom. So Chris Evans played the Human Torch, Jessica Alba played the Sue Storm, Michael Silkis played Ben Grimm, the Thing, basically, and then Lone Griffith played Mr. Fantastic, and Julian McCannon played Doctor Doom. Now, I will say, rest in peace, Doctor Doom from this film passed away recently, and he was a great actor, and sucks that he's not with us, but he did play a good Doom. So this film, you got introduced by them. They got the powers. Sorry, I have a bit of a lisp there. They get their powers from a cosmic storm that happens up in space. That they go up to space to do science and all that stuff, and they come back with changed bodies, in the sense of their DNA has been changed. They all get different powers. Human Torch is fire. Sue Storm has the power to bend cosmic whatever, with going invisible as well. Ben Grimm has super strength, strong, can bend things, lift things, the usual. And then Mr. Fantastic has the power of stretching, being able to move his body into different shapes and stretch and all that stuff. And then Doom has cosmic powers, which can kill people, harness energy, etc. So I enjoyed this film. It was definitely a good start for me for watching the Fantastic Four series of the Fantastic Four. Doom was pretty good in this. He was in the film for a good part, so I enjoyed that. There's nothing worse than some major character or villain being part of the films and basically not having much screen time, because the villains should get the same enough screen time as well as the heroes. So I enjoyed that, and it was really, really good. It's about 2 hours long, and yeah, I give it a proper good 10 from my point of view. The power just went, but anyway, we shall continue. Whatever. After happening, don't know what happened there, but anyway. Actually, let me turn on the fan. Hopefully, it doesn't bother you. It is quite warm. This computer's gonna blow up or something. Keeps switching, and the weird coding keeps appearing. But anyway, So then the next one is Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer. I think this was 2005. I would tell you if it was the right date or not, because the computer went off. I had information on the computer because I'm not that intelligent, but I know what I know, you know. So anyway, the second franchise of the film is called Rise of the Silver Surfer. Now this was big. I'll try not give spoilers as much as I can with these films because if I tell you, like for an example, Doom is in the second one, yeah, okay, sorry, he doesn't die. You know, he's in the second one. So I tried my best. So, but anyway, geez, my face is quite red. So, but anyway, I was letting it shave. But this film was quite good. They all were back in it. They all had the same powers. They were coming through across a new threat. They were getting married. Mr. Fantastic and Sue Storm. There was a new cosmic being coming to destroy Earth, which is Galactus. Now, I was really hyped to see Galactus in this film because Galactus is huge. You know, he's all powerful, and I think he's stronger than Thanos as well. But yeah, which also brought in the Silver Surfer, because the Silver Surfer works for Galactus. He goes and makes holes in planets, so Galactus can then feed on it a bit easier. This film was also good, really well. To give it a 9 out of 10 basically, is that it had Galactus in it, but it was a very much letdown because Galactus was really just a cloud in the film. We didn't actually see, we seen his silhouette. We've seen a silhouette styled Galactus, but he was mostly just a cloud, an evil cloud coming towards the planet. That wasn't great, you know. It ended grand perfectly. It did end on a thing that I was like, oh, they could continue. Bear in mind, they did. They redone the franchise. I think it was 2016 or 15 or 16, where they brought out Fantastic Four. There's similar name, no difference, no, you know, rise of whatever, you know, it was just called Fantastic Four. This entailed a new cast. I can't remember specifically all the cast members. There was a chap in it who played the son in the new Top Gun. He was Maverick's friend's son, which ended up being the new lead, which was, he played Mr. Fantastic. There's a guy from Jumper who was also from something else, I can't remember. Sarah knows him from somewhere else. But he played the best friend but who turned evil. He played as Ben Grimm. I don't know who Sue Storm was again. I'm sure I know her from something. And then Human Torch was Michael B. Jordan, I think it was. Now, he is good. They changed the actor, which is fine. You know, equality and race and all that. Just, you know, to see how it went. So, and for that case, then they went down the route of that Sue Storm and Johnny Storm were adopted. So, or at least Sue Storm was adopted. Human Torch had a father which was alive, but it was his father, not her father. Which was a change of pace in the New Fantastic Four. This film for me is this probably solid 5, and the reason why I given a rating of just 5 is that story changed, so it did, but they had Doom in it. He only lasted about 10-15 minutes in the film. That wasn't great, so it was like a big build up to pretty much the end. He was like in 10 minutes or 5 minutes between that of at the very start, and then he came in at the end to then get destroyed. He didn't last that long. It wasn't that great villain story, you know. And yeah, so I watched that through. It wasn't, and then of course when they were getting the powers, it was just too obvious. When it came like from the first one, you didn't know what their powers were really. You know, it was hard to tell if this person had fire and this person had stretchiness, or this person was made of rock. This film, and Sarah will tell you, because she watched part of it with me, was they went to a planet. It was falling apart. They got back into this teleporting pod to be able to go back, but in the process, it wasn't working. Ben Grimm, what happened? His door wouldn't close on his pod, and there was rocks falling in on him. That kind of made it too obvious that he was ended up being the thing. Your Michael B. Jordan, his glass on his pod blew up and fire came in, you know, and then I honestly can't remember how Fantastic Four got, or yeah, Mr. Fantastic got his. I think he stretched or something, and then Sue was on the other end of it, and the cosmic power like blew up and kind of affected her DNA. So it was kind of like a invisible boom, basically. So that made it too obvious, you know. And for that, between that and the villain of it, wasn't great. So I'm giving it a solid 5. Watchable, but if you want the story to be the story, you know it's not it. You know, it made it too obvious, and the villain wasn't great. So then, after that, I recently went to the cinema, and I went to see the new Fantastic Four, which is Fantastic Four First Steps. This one is not canon because it connects the MCU. So it was just taking a drink 1 second, guys. But yeah. So this connects with Marvel. So all the Marvel movies that are out now, they connect basically. It's the Marvel Universe, you know. So this anyway, we got a semi-told story of how the Fantastic Four got their powers, because we knew from the very first one, the 2005 I think it was, that they went up in space. They got hit by a cosmic storm, and they got their DNA changed, came back different people, and Ben of course came back looking like a rock. Fair enough. That's the way the Fantastic story is told. So that's grand. Fine, we got a rough thing of how they got the powers. Happy days. This is a whole different cast. 2 of the people I can't remember what they're from, but the 2 major ones that for me is Human Torch, played by Joseph Quinn, which is Eddie from Stranger Things. He played a pretty good Johnny Storm, and I just felt the Eddiness of Johnny Storm if it was to be like Eddie from Stranger Things in Fantastic Four, which just felt great. You know, he played a brilliant Johnny Storm. And then Pedro Pascal, I was hesitant because the trailers and all that I've seen, where I was watching and checking up and all like that, him stretching and all like that, it didn't look great. You know, the computer wasn't great, you know, but it worked out. Same for Ben Grimm, which is the Thing, he actually looked like his character. Yes, his head was a bit smaller portioned than his body, but I think, when you're trying to make a comic accurate um, character from like old comics, it's quite hard. I'm assuming. I've never done it myself. Never done comics. Never made comics. Never made movies. But I'm sure there's some reason with it. But all the same, anyway, it was a great story. They brought in old villains, new villains, and here's the kicker: they brought Galactus in it, and thank the Lord, Galactus looked like Galactus. Your man that played him played it perfect. He was Galactus. So I'm a bit off center here, just because there's a fan next to me. That's a bit better. He was brilliant. We got to see Galactus in person as a big freaking giant. He talked, he walked, he fought a little. He was massive. He was big, and it was just so great to see Galactus as a actual being and not a cloud like from the original, where we only got to see him as a cloud. It wasn't a body. You never got to see what he actually looked like. It was just a cloud eating planets, and that was it. Now, on the other end, as we get Galactus in this film, we're always going to get a Silver Surfer. We got a Silver Surfer. The CGI, I'm not gonna lie to you, wasn't great on it. Like, it was a bit better. It got better in the film than it was in the trailers. It did change a little, but not too much. It was good though. I think the big thing, which if Sarah was to be part of this review on the Fantastic Four films, is that they changed the story, or when I say it's changed story, they changed gender with Silver Surfer, and it didn't look well. She grew up with the male Silver Surfer, which I see her point there. Everyone's different. It's okay. So it worked out. It was grand. I can't be sexist with it because I don't mind a bit of a change, but it does for the likes of the 2015 one where they changed the story on Sue Storm was adopted, and you're like, that looks weird. They're meant to be related. They were related in the past ones, they were related in the comics. That she was adopted, it didn't seem right, But anyway, yeah. So we got the same kind of story from the second one, from the original 2005, 2005 one, 2006, around that era. Of course, sacrifice and all that. If you've seen the second one, Rise of Surfer, we get the same kind of type of story basically with that, which was grand, fine. I've no problems against it. It was good, And then just to finish up on that, they had a baby in it. Franklin is their name. Sorry, just seeing what that is. So he's meant to be the most powerful being, which will be interesting to see what storyline they go with bringing him in. And I think from seeing it and the rumors, I think the next one is Doomsday, so how he ties into the Doomsday with the Fantastic Four, with the Avengers, and all like that. But overall, with the Fantastic Four, the rating I would give it would be a solid 10 or 9.5. 9.5, say, only for the whole Silver Surfer thing. I would have also liked to see more fighting in it. It was a bit space, but I enjoyed the film all the same. But of you guys has seen the film, hopefully I didn't spoil much of it on this review. If you haven't seen it, definitely go see it. It is a Fantastic Four film to actually watch and see, and go see it on the big screen in cinemas now. And yeah, definitely go see it. It's definitely been a while since we had a good Fantastic Four, so go watch it. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this review. Hopefully I didn't give much away. If you have seen it, put down comments down below. Let us know what you thought of the film, and yeah, I'll get back to you in the comments. And thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys real soon. Thanks, and bye.